What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing well today. Sorry we had some technical difficulty there. But as I said earlier in my little video, it's not going to be the normal show. It's going to be a solo show. As the fellas are out of town, and one is had some stuff he had to take care of. So it's just gonna be me for a little bit. We're gonna talk about that vice presidential debate, and we're gonna do what it do. And I appreciate anybody out there joining in with me. So please. Please get your comments in, your questions, all of that stuff, man. Let me get this stuff off here. This is totally wrong. Oh man, there we go. There we go. Now we're on the right show. So what's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, the fellas ain't here, so it's just gonna be me. I'm gonna do what I can for this. Obviously, I'm outside, so I'm gonna smoke me a nice cigar as I work this here. So y'all have to excuse me if I burn a little something here for a minute. All right, let's get into that debate, man. First thing I want to say about that presidential debate, the vice presidential debate, rather, is that it did not turn out the way the presidential debate turned out, you know. And I do appreciate both people, both contestants, I guess, being real professional in regards to what was going on. You know, it was. You know, we did have Mike Pence. Excuse me. Let me get this volume off here. Yeah, we did have Mike Pence trying to show his butt a little bit. You know, kept over talking and not sticking to the rules. But what did we expect? You know, he was definitely going. He wasn't going to be like Trump was, but he was going to do his thing. You know, he was going to cut her off and try to be the bad guy as usual. But I have to give it up to Miss Harris because she held her own. She was sitting up there just like Claire Huxtable talking about let the record show. And I mean she actually checked him when he tried to question her record, which you know, when you're arguing with a black woman, you know you got to be prepared. And apparently they didn't get Mike Pence prepared. He put up a good fight, but she was on top of her game. And I think we all knew she was going to be on top of her game, or at least we were hoping. Mike Pence, like I said, he was definitely more on topic and more of the normal presidential debater than Trump was, which gives me the question as to why in the hell did they even have Trump being the presidential candidate and not Pence. You know, seems like Pence is you know, he could have done the job a lot better or been a better candidate. But you know, you wanted a guy that spewed the hate and ran his campaign on hate and talked this and talked that, and you got the silliness and foolishness is what you got. So For y'all out there, man, I know I got people watching and stuff, man. As I said, my take on it was that these guys were, like I said, they definitely had a better outing than last week. Well, excuse me, the week before with the presidential candidates. That was just terrible, yeah, if you will. They touched on a lot of points. Miss Harris definitely went out there and stood her ground on all those points, even her legal background, where it's been said that she's responsible for a lot of African Americans being incarcerated, which I'm sure that's true. She's doing her job, and we definitely got to look at what's going on, what happened. We got to look at all of that, not just the fact that she put him in jail. What she put him in jail for, and I think all of that has been noted. Uh, Mike Pence, on the other hand, his biggest highlight was the fly, which that's that was crazy. Um, it would seem that somebody would have told him a fly was on his head, but like I said, the fly was his biggest highlight. Let me just turn this thing on here. Y'all bear with me. Like I said, I'm doing this by myself tonight, but the fly was the biggest highlight for him, and of course the internet, which is always undefeated, tore him a new asshole on that one. But while you guys are out there, man, please hit me up with those questions and comments, man. I'm not gonna be on here, but maybe about a half hour or so. Hopefully, we can get this conversation going. And getting back to Mike Pence, he just looks real robotic during that debate. More like he had a practice script, you know, and that's my opinion. As I said, I do give them both credit for being more professional than the previous debate, but we expected that. All right, y'all had to excuse me. Let my cigar go out there. But when we talk about Miss Harris, now we all know her background, and we all know her legal background rather. But getting back to the way she handled things, as I said, she stood her ground on really all topics. When she was being cut off, she stood her ground on that. Like I'm talking, which I mean we had a big joke about that on the internet this week, of course. Also, as I said, she stood her ground as far as when she was questioned about her record as far as in the legal system. She made it very clear that she wouldn't have her legal record questioned by somebody that's not even in the legal field, and which that you definitely have to do that. She also now what I didn't really care too much for, but I understand is that when making her points, she would constantly go back to Joe Biden, making sure to get him in, and I understand that's what you have to do as far as being in that debate and making sure your candidate is taking care of business and getting your candidate's name out there. Pence didn't necessarily talk about Trump. He, like I said, he was more on the defensive the whole time. But as I said, they tried to cheap shots or whatever, but it didn't work. It didn't work. I think Miss Harris won this wholeheartedly. I think she not only represented her party well, she represented African Americans well as well, people of color. And as I said, we were really looking, we were really hoping that she was going to make a strong showing, which she did, in my opinion. Uh, Now, what we really have to get a hold of is that moving forward, that I'm hearing that the next debate has been canceled because the president actually didn't want to do a virtual, and of course we know he is with the virus, or somehow he was over it in 2 days. I wonder how in the hell that happened. But he oh man, it was definitely great to watch this debate being done. I think this was more anticipated, at least by me. I anticipated this one more than I did the presidential, probably because I knew how the presidential was gonna go before it even started. I knew how it was gonna. I knew Trump was gonna do his thing, be the bad guy, and cut people off and say this and say that. And Biden would kind of get out of character. I kind of knew all of that was gonna happen. As much as they tried to bring Miss Harris out of character, she never lost character. She stayed poised. She stayed on topic. And when she needed to check somebody, she checked somebody. Um, as I said, with Pence, man, is the biggest thing was him was the fly. I guess the fly got stuck in that hair gel or something. But other than that, they and even when bringing up white supremacy, I don't think he denounced it. He shied away from it. So I mean that kind of lets us know what's what. Um, but in the end, we all know that they still gonna vote for him. They are still gonna vote. There's not gonna be people on the other side of the table talking about they're undecided or whatever. At least I don't think so. I think there's still going to be people on the other side of the table who are going to vote no matter what they say or do. And I think we all know that going in. We have to really get to the polls. Uh, as I said earlier in the year doing the show, I will be me. I will be out, taking people to the polls if they need to. I think my partners also said they would be more than happy to assist in taking people to the poll as well that day. So we're going to be out trying to do our part. I'm going to hope that you do your part. If those of you who have to do the mail-in ballots, please get those in as soon as possible, and do your research on your candidates. Also, those of you who are doing early voting, I'm not sure the date, but I think early voting is set to start pretty soon. Be aware of that. Uh, Make sure you have all credentials that you need when going to the polls. Uh, Make sure you have your ID. Make sure you know what precinct you go to. Know all of that ahead of time. Know all of that ahead of time. That way we don't have any issues. All right. But finishing up on the topic of the debate, like I said, I think Ms. Harris really won that debate, hands down. As I said, she definitely took care of business. She stood her ground when she needed to stand her ground. She answered questions. She made sure to get Biden's name across on a lot of topics, and as far as the subject matters at hand, getting and going deeper on that, man. Let's talk about these moderators, man. These moderators are supposed to be the people who are they're supposed to be like the referee. And these guys, well, these people, I won't say guys because there was a female, but these people are not doing the greatest job as far as keeping one side from talking and interrupting. Clearly, the Republican candidates are overstepping the bounds. You know, they're not playing by the rules. They're exceeding the 2 minutes. They're going off on different subjects. They're doing what the hell they want to do. And these moderators are not holding them accountable. These moderators are more or less holding their hand, being, you know, sitting there watching it. We get tired of hearing Mr. Vice President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. President, Mr. President. You know, as I said, if that were me as a moderator, I guarantee you it would be a different story. I guarantee you it'd be a different story because, you know, it would go left real quick. You know, we would love to see these debates go where one person speaks and the other person listens, and then the other person speaks and the other person listens. We love to see them go like that, but then again, I don't think we've ever seen a debate go like that completely, and we definitely ain't gonna see it with this current administration that's in office. They've been doing their own thing for 4 years, for 3.5 years, and if reelected, they're gonna continue to do their own thing. Hell, they've already said that, you know, well, at least the president did. He's already said that he would be real reluctant to relinquish power if he loses, which in my opinion, I think after these debates that we've had, that they are losing. But we shall see as to what's going on. All right, so let's move on to a local topic in which allegedly a teacher called some students an asshole and hit them with a shoe. Now, this was posted in the group earlier during the week. I did get this information from what I would consider to be a very reliable source or someone close to the situation. I'm not really sure as to how true it is, but we're going to give the benefit of the doubt when discussing it. We're going to say that, well, no, I ain't going to get the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say it happened. Let's just say it happened. This is totally unacceptable from someone working in the school. I get it that these kids get on your damn nerves because they some of the laziest guns you ever knew or met. And I understand the kids get on your nerves sometimes. And I understand these teachers who have a real hard job and they are on the verge of losing it sometimes. I get that. That being said, though, you cannot uh, you cannot call them assholes. You know that's something I would do, which is probably why I'm not teaching. You can't call them assholes. You definitely can't do that, and you certainly can't hit nobody's child with a shoe. Because once you do that, first of all, you got to understand this is a different generation of kids. They lazy as hell, but they will fight you back as a teacher. These kids will try to fight you. And if you're a teacher, if you ain't right, you better get your scrap game up. But also you gotta look at the parents. Now I think we all are in agreement that if this were my child, you hit my child with a shoe, uh, I'm coming up to the school. You know, once I find out I'm coming up to school, I'm gonna be there when the janitor open the door. When the janitor pull all them, when he pull them 100 sets of keys out to open the door, I'm gonna be right there with him. I'm like, nah, player, don't even worry about me. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm waiting on somebody. Cause it's going down. Yeah, you hit my child with anything, it's going down. Now, that being said, I think they probably should have kept paddling in the school, uh, for the young kids anyway. But like I said, this is a different generation, man. They will fight you, and the parents will fight you too. So all my teachers out there, I know you got a tough job. I know you got a hard job, especially during these times. I know it ain't the easiest thing to be doing a lot of virtual learning, but we can't, stuff like that can't happen. Teachers can't. You can't put your hands on these kids. You can't cuss these kids out, even though you might want to, and I understand that because hell, as a parent, you want to do it sometime, but you can't do it. And of course, now to my teachers out there, I will say, if you got to defend yourself, defend yourself. Uh, as far as the kid, yeah, if you're grown, if you're old enough to talk back, you're old enough to get knocked the fuck out. So I'm sorry about the language, but you get it. Yeah, if as far as the kids go, if you're old enough to talk back, you're old enough to get knocked out. Uh, so all my teachers out there, man, be easy, be safe, uh, and let's all try to reach these kids. And if you have, and as far as this topic with the teacher, man, he gonna get what he deserve. You know, he gonna get exactly what he deserve. Uh, I'm not sure if he lost his job. Uh, Probably deserves an ass whooping. I'm sure somebody is willing to give it to him if this is true. Now, if this is not true, then blame me for forwarding false information. But I haven't heard anything to say it's not true. I know when I got the message and I clicked on the comments, right away, some of the comments were racial on both sides and this and that. Something like this can't turn racial, Well, no matter what color he is, you don't be throwing no shoe at my child or anybody's child. That'll get your ass whooped for real. But and let's speaking to kids, man. Seen a post earlier today, and I'm just rambling on. Seen a post earlier today, man, about this generation of kids, man, being real lazy. Uh, I don't think there's no there's no falsehood to that. That's definitely true. These kids are are extremely lazy. A lot of them don't want to work, don't want to put the work in, but a lot of them do. And they get a bad rep as a whole because of the ones that don't want to put that work in. I think these kids. I seen where somebody had posted that if these kids are lazy, if you give them a job to lay down, they would actually get up and quit. Which once you think about it, it's true. It's true. So man, it is. You definitely got to. I don't know. We gotta get a little work out of these kids, man. This generation is definitely lazy. In my opinion, you probably want to take that Xbox or that PlayStation and throw it in the middle of the street and run over top of it sometimes. But we do for our children, and part of the blame is gonna be us because we spoiled them and we kind of made them a little lazy. But oh god, this is something different. This generation is completely different, man. Completely different. All right, man. So, like I said, this was gonna be just a condensed show. Like I said, I'm gonna get on up out of here, and I hope everybody's doing well, being blessed. Check on your loved ones for me. If there's anybody out there that you got beef with, man, if you can fix it, please fix it. We all need to stick together. We need to get to the polls. And for me, it ain't been the best of weekends. Kind of been a real shitty ass weekend, and of course, we all know things going on with the Cowboys that didn't make things even better for me. But hopefully, I'll get through it. All right, y'all. Like I said, we just gonna make this a short show. I appreciate y'all hanging with me, being on the show here, and we're gonna be back at you. Good Lord willing, we're gonna be back with you next week. So, with that being said, man, I bid you adieu. We said what we said. It's your boy Big L coming at you. Y'all have a good night. And enjoy LeBron choking away another championship.